Hey guys, so we're back again with some more Snow Queen quest. We're still on this weird little like last minute grind. The last time we did set ourselves up for success by fusing some new personas. So we'll just be getting straight back into it as we are working our way back up to the 11th floor here. So you may notice this encounter was getting a little tense. I don't die here, for sure. Because I do remember this. I'm going to get out of this, use Freydine, and it's going to die very shortly. Good lucky couple of misses. I was really playing fast and loose. Like, I had kind of resigned myself, like, you know what, this area is just totally fucking me up, and if I die, I die. I was gonna stop recording if I had died, for sure. But we get away with, oh my god, I died? Oh my god. Oh fuck, now I feel like an idiot. My B. Yeah, so this is just back at to before we started running up after we fused Tensen Yan. So, man, what an idiot. My bad. Okay, back to climbing. Now I'm trying to remember if I die again here, because I don't think I do. I want to say I get very close to talking myself out of here, if I do. Well, I get the heal off, so that's a good place to start. I might die here. Now I'm like really second guessing myself. Oh, yeah. I do remember that. So when enemies self-destruct, if it's the last enemy, it counts as like you winning the fight because all the enemies died. I think that's a really weird interaction, but it's cool. I appreciate it because it meant that, you know, I didn't have to actually win this nonsense. Because I think that encounter would have gone not in my favor. But I might die here. Yeah. In response, we just die again. Man, I don't remember dying this much. So then my actual final boss encounter must be successful on the first try, because I don't remember dying this much. And still being successful. So we'll go back to muting as we pick up again. So we're back right again after the fusion, so for perspective. So one thing that is like pretty important that comes into play right now is that Pump has no SP from spamming Freydine all the time, and that's going to be something that needs to change for sure. It's important to remember, I think, when you're grinding like this, that you recover all of your HP and MP or SP whenever you level up. And so if you really need to, take a few extra steps, get a level. It's kind of late to like be saying something like that, but I think it's important to remember even now. Okay, so we're getting into a boss encounter. This is not going to be successful for sure. I don't actually, you know what? It might even be. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about what I'm doing here before I kind of cut out. Because I'm pretty much, my strategy doesn't change all that much from what it was earlier. I'm just going to try to heal off any damage that comes in. I want to Dekaja almost every turn so that if they use Makaja, I can reduce damage, and if they use Rakukaja, I can maximize damage. and we're just going to be spamming Dragon Whirl to hopefully get it when they switch to the middle head. I'm going to be spamming Freydine to get it when they switch to either the right or the left. And I'm going to be spamming whatever is the strong miracle spell for whenever they switch to whichever head is weak to that. And then I'll be healing as appropriate. And that's pretty much the strategy that I use to beat the boss. I just don't remember if it's on this attempt or if it's on another attempt. But the strategy there does not change at all. And the reason that is effective is because you're just trying to... The heads switch kind of on a dime. And I'm sure there's a way of like telling when they switch and when they're going to switch and whatnot. And I just don't know what that is. So I'm just trying to throw out spells as much as possible and optimize damage. Oh yeah, so yeah, I just lost 2 characters and I was like, fuck it, I'm out. And I loaded my save state. So this will be the successful attempt coming up. There's another thing that's going to happen where I'm going to be extremely low. I'm going to have no resources later, and I'm going to have some dead characters, and I'm going to use an item that's going to restore my entire party to full HP, SP, and revive everybody. And the item description does not say anything about that. I don't remember which item it is. I think it might be a Soma, but I might be mistaken. And so when that happens, that's going to be the point when like I'm ultimately able to win the fight. So I'm going to go ahead and mute myself again because I've pretty much said everything that needs to be said here. I can just run over the weaknesses again real quick. So this boss has 3 heads, as you can see. Whichever head, if the middle head is illuminated like it is now, then that means that it's active, and the other 2 will face you. So the middle head is weak to physical damage, attacks, tech, and rush. And it is heavily resistant to all sorts of elements and guns and nuclear. And it will throw out high damaging elemental spells for fire, ice, blast, and electric. The green head, which is the one on the right, is weak to miracle damage. And it doesn't have any other strengths or weaknesses besides that. It reduces a little bit of nuclear damage. And this one will use status ailments. And it will use Makakaja to raise the boss's magic stat, or magic damage. And then the yellow head, which is the one on the left, will raise the boss's defense, remove stat bonuses from your party, heal, and it has an ability that nullifies all damage for 1 turn. And that one is resistant to physical types of damage, but it's weak to guns and all elements, including nuclear, or blast. So that's our blast and nuclear. So our main goal here is to just be, nerve damage. Yeah. So the yellow head is weak to nuclear. So our main goal here is just to be throwing out physical damage, nuclear damage, and miracle damage, so that no matter what head is active, right, they'll take some weakness and they'll probably resist the other ones, and that's fine because I'm just trying to maximize damage. And then I'm going to use Dekaja a lot because I'm trying to keep the boss from getting any buffs. And Ellie is healing. So, and I have a lot of Balm of Life, so whenever a character dies, I'm pretty much just going to revive them almost right away. And we've gone over 30 minutes, just barely again, so we're going to be calling it... Actually, no. I'm just going to let it rock. This video will be about 45 minutes long, because this is going to be the successful boss fight. Never mind. So, as we start to wind down, you notice that we've just been doing the exact same thing over and over again, but we're starting to run out of SP. A lot of characters have died quite a bit. So, I believe it's either the Hiranya or the Soma that is going to be the item that I'm looking to use at the end here. So we'll just be, but it will be in a few turns when Pump is completely out of SP. Which is the issue that I was running into, was just that this boss is really, without like good preparation, it's kind of just a war of attrition. And fortunately, the boss was kind of outlasting me. So, it does start to get tenses up a little bit, for sure. I buy one more spell with the Hiranya, which just restores a little bit of HP and SP. Buy like a spell or two with that. I remember thinking to myself, like, man, I'm not going to beat this boss either. And that was kind of a shitty feeling, because I had spent so much time. I was like 2 hours into recording. If I didn't do it this time, I was, whatever day this was, I was going to actually end up like just not finishing that day. I would have ended up waiting another day. And I feel like this playthrough had already gone kind of for too long. There was a lot of me like putting it off because I didn't want to grind, and I was getting like, I didn't think that the structure of this this quest is very like fun. This isn't like Final Fantasy II where I'm like glad I got the experience. I am a little displeased overall with this. I wouldn't play this again, for sure. And because of that, I was kind of like really lagging behind on recording this audio. I think that this format of like recording the gameplay and then recording the audio later does have its ups and downs, because I was able to, I did have the advantage of knowing that the game was already done being recorded, but it also leaves me a little bit with like, sometimes I just don't have stuff to talk about. And it's easy for me to put it off even further because I've already finished playing the game. I just need to finish talking about the game now. So this fight went on forever. I feel like this playthrough went on forever. It's been months, I think, since my first upload for this one. I think I can check. How do I check in the library? Volume all the way down. Yeah, the first video for this was posted back in November. And so it's been 2 months. It's been like almost 3 months since November 17th. Which is just far too long. I don't think this game is long enough to warrant taking that long. I am a Saga run is taking a long time because it's a very long game. But I think that overall the Snow Queen quest took me, with all my grinding, about 20 something hours, a little over 20 hours if I'm not mistaken. Which I think is very reasonable. So that was a bit of a letdown. Now we're running out of SP on everybody. I'm just kind of waiting for them all to die. I was like, man, I'm not going to beat this boss. This boss is 15,000 HP. It's just too much. I'm going to need to grind more. I need more levels. I need to increase my like overall stats. Maybe fuse more personas is what I was thinking. Like, I was really starting to get kind of down on myself about this, because I was like, man, I'm never going to finish this particular playthrough. You know, I'm just reviving characters. I can't even use, I can like barely use spells. I'm just reviving them so that like we can deal no physical damage. and it was getting pretty tense. This was during the daytime for sure. This was one of my days off. It was probably like, I would say 4 or 5 in the afternoon, and I was really lagging. You know, enthusiastically. There was no more enthusiasm. There was no more anything. It was just like, they're gonna use this guilt spell. They're starting to use Rakukuja. This was getting pretty shitty. I started thinking like, okay, I need to like use elemental stones and shit, and I was like, oh my god, this sucks. But God's Gift should be coming through soon. Really, this was, I think, not good planning on like the game's part, because I don't think the item description really indicates to you what it does. But when I eventually use it in real life, I popped off. Should be coming up very soon here. We've got 2 dead characters. I've got no spells. I was just completely and utterly like, had no idea. See, this is where I stopped for a minute and I was like, oh, what do I do? You know, we're pushing through menus, like I'm queuing up all these attacks, I'm like trying to use items and stuff. It's just, it got really scrappy. I'm not greatly proud of it. Right, like people are getting guilted. I'm using like Mabufu stones and shit. I'm just like throwing stuff out. Like I can't even heal because she's guilted, so I'm using like beads to keep characters alive. The boss is healing. The boss healing was the worst thing, because then I was like, oh my god, all my hard work. Yeah, I'm gonna use all of my elemental stones just to try to like do something. It was getting bad. We're using Mabufu stones. The boss is healing for more damage than I'm putting out. It was really bad. We're just throwing stuff. You know, I was looking at like switching personas because I was like, man, what the fuck can I do? What can I possibly do? And then I'm scrolling. I have no idea what's going on anymore. I'm just like, this is actually a wild animal trying to take on like a man with a gun or something. Alright, and this is it. So that item right there, look at that. Everybody's full again. I've got all these access to spells. I had no idea what the fuck was going on. I was like, oh my fucking god, we're back in there. We're in there like big fucking swimwear, right? I'm gonna start throwing out all my spells again. The strategy just restarts. You know, and more or less I just kind of wasted a lot of time. But now look, the boss is dead. The Snow Queen has been, the Night Queen is done. The Snow Queen quest is done, right? And she just leaves and she says like, hey, you know what? I'll be back. you know what? Everybody wants this. I'll be back one day. See me in Persona 3. You know, Guido and Maki are like, oh, well, we have, you know, stuff that we can be doing somewhere else. So we're going to go and do the main quest. That school is going to defrost, and we're fucking done. There's actually a really cool little moment coming up here where your teacher is like, oh, where are you gonna go? And your party is like, oh, well, you know, we have to go check on our friends. We're a little concerned because these two assholes that partnered with the Night Queen look like Maki and somebody else that maybe we've seen before if we played the Seabeck quest. You know, hey, you're big kids, go do what you want, live your lives, you know. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna now. It kind of implies that, like, after dealing with the Snow Queen, the Seabeck quest has been underway a little bit outside, and now we're just gonna go and join up with them. And if I had all these party members, because if I had all the possible party members when I did the actual Seabeck quest, that shit would have been free. Yeah. So we're gonna restore peace to our city, you know, and we're gonna show everybody that we've grown up as people and everything's hunky dory. Damn, we also made it to the end of the end of this Battle Tracks compilation. Yeah. Yukino says she's gonna be a good student. This is gonna motivate her to grow up to be a photographer and be a character in Persona 2. Having done this, I'll probably take a little break from just recording footage while I finish MS Saga. Once I'm done with MS Saga in like another couple weeks probably, we'll start up Persona 2 Innocent Sin. I'll be playing the PSP version on an emulator, of course, but I am a little bit more familiar with that game because I've just very recently finished a playthrough of it. And so that will be a nice little experience. From Persona 2, we'll be going to Innocent Sin. Well, once we're done with that, we'll do Eternal Punishment. My goal here is to get at least all of the Persona games up on this channel, and then maybe we'll look at other SMT games. And after MS Saga, I don't know what I'll be doing on that side. So pretty much it just says that, you know, after the school is saved, you know, life returns to normal, our characters have grown up as people, blah blah blah. We get some credits. I'm over here trying to figure out how to skip these credits. For sure I was like pressing the shit out of every button. They're not like super long credits, so that's fine. I was a big fan of, I liked the structure, I just didn't like how long it made the game and how like unconnected everything was, because you can only go into once you're in a tower, you're stuck in the tower, and there's not really a whole lot of stuff to do besides just try to finish it really fast. And I feel like the difficulty jump between Nemesis Tower to Thanatos Tower, or any tower to Thanatos Tower, is just too big. It's just too difficult of a dungeon. Its gimmick makes it very like not fun, in my opinion. And that was my biggest gripe. From there, like, the final boss is just about preparation, and so as much trouble as I had with the Night Queen, it was just because I was ready to be done, and I wasn't thinking about like how to do that effectively. But this mode is very heavily inspired by SMT If, so I would very much like to play that game, and I'll probably play it eventually on this channel. So we have about a minute left on the actual footage here, and what we're gonna get is we're gonna finish these fucking credits, and we're gonna get a nice little scene outside the school. Also, we're apparently done. this says. I don't know what this says. I don't know why they would put a quote in French at the end of the game. Mark is here. You know, big bad news, guys. So, essentially what happens here is, in the Seebeck quest, she's just been, because everybody went into the school, Nanjo didn't come out, Mark and Maki went into the Seebeck quest on their own, and Maki got captured. And now we're going to go save her. I imagine Nanjo comes back and maybe we get Reiji involved, and it's a good time. I would have liked a continuation story where you can finish the Snow Queen and then go into the Seebeck quest, but that was not in the cards. But either way, this has been the Seebeck quest, or the Snow Queen quest in Persona 1 on the PSP version. I hope you enjoyed it more than I did, because I didn't have a great time, but it was a nice experience, and I'm glad to say that I've gotten it out of the way now. So we'll see you guys with whatever we do next.